Hello, everyone, and particularly Miss Sophia. So today what I'm going to be talking about is my creative revision, how I formulated it, and how I came up with what I did. So let me go ahead and share screen here. Okay, to start things off, the first or the assignment that I chose to use was MWA. And this was because my idea, especially with the instructions where it was like, you're really trying to change the purpose, the audience, and everything of that sort. So the first thing that came to my mind was using my MWA because I was like, oh, well, I could change the purpose of it and I could change the audience of it really simply. So the first thing that I did in particular was change the introduction paragraph and the conclusion paragraph. So first, I changed this. I didn't change a lot of it due to the fact that it has a lot of statistics and everything like that beforehand and background knowledge. And then around here, I'd say, is when I start talking about how I change my purpose of my paper to be uh, pro legalization of marijuana. So this one where it says, furthermore, the legalization of marijuana should continue due to the amount of help that it provides to so many different aspects. Along with this, I also changed the conclusion. So I didn't really do this because it's a little bit of a background on what I wrote about. But around here, I'd say it starts changing, and the main thing that I changed was especially the last sentence because it's a completely different purpose. With both sides being pointed out, the legalization of marijuana should be continued due to the endless amount of helplessness that it provides to our country. And then in this one, as you can see, the bottom line, the legalization of marijuana shouldn't be continued and even overturned unless for medical reasons, and that only. So this one is completely, my original one is completely against the legalization of marijuana. And the other one is with both sides being pointed out, the legalization of marijuana shouldn't be continued and therefore even overturned in the states that already have it legalized. So this, why I chose to do this one was because I saw that I could change my purpose and my audience. So the audience for my original one was, it was geared towards the people who had maybe been misinformed or something like that and weren't quite too sure which route they were going to go. And this just provides more information for them. For this one, for my creative revision, the purpose, I changed it to be, or the audience, I really geared it towards people who are for the legalization of marijuana or are not for the legalization of marijuana, but are just misinformed and need that extra push to nudge them over to the other side. And then, so the two purposes are completely different. The purpose of the original one, which is this one, it was mainly to, show how the legalization of marijuana was bad and how it shouldn't be gone through with. Whereas in my creative revision, the purpose is pro legalization of marijuana. So like why we should legalize marijuana and everything like that. So I guess something that I should mention is that I didn't really change my body paragraphs any. I switched them up is what I did. So this is like my supporting argument now. And this is my opposing argument side. And I did change the very endings of them to make them geared towards like what I really wanted to go for in my creative revision. So in this case, like why it should be legalized and stuff like that, just to make it more effective in that aspect. But that is about everything. I didn't use any other drafts. This was my first draft of my, well, not my first draft. I had people, a couple of my friends revise it for me just to make sure everything was all right. But this was my first draft, and this is the only thing that I use to switch over and make this creative revision. But with that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.